now I want a table. We will call it time. I need, I think, 4 columns. So my first column, I want to make an artificial key. So we'll call this time ID. It's an integer. We'll set it no length, then it'll be a default length. And no default value. Collation is just as a database. We're not going to change that. This we're going to leave alone. And we're not going to allow null, but we're going to make it the primary index, meaning also the primary key. Also, we want auto increment, so we automatically get a new number every time we add a record. And that's all we need to do for this. Next field, I want the name of the person we want to time register. And I use variable character, and here I can specify a length. I would say 45 characters, no default, collation as standard, no special attributes, null, no, it cannot be empty, index, no. Pretty much this is what I need. Now I need a start time, and I need an end time. But first, the start time will take a date and time data type, and we will make it date time, so we get both the date and the time. And we don't have to specify length value here. There is no default, null is not allowed, etc. I'm going to do the same with end and make it date time. And then I'm going to save my table. We can now look at our database. See, we have one table, time, and we can see there are no data in it yet, but we have a structure, looks like this. And actually what we still need, I think, is we can enter a name, a start time and an end time, but we also need to say a task, so people can write what they have done for this time. So we're gonna add one column at the end of table, say go, so say task, and of course this is some kind of text, and I think we'll have text is very long. I think we should have a possibility of entering 255 characters. And default, no collation as standard, null is not allowed, etc. So now we should have our database structure, name, start, end, task. Now whenever I start with a project like this, next step is we want to manipulate the database and show data, etc. And to see that working, we need to have some data to show. So already now I'm going to insert some data. So time ID, we don't need to insert anything here because that's auto increment that will be created for us. Name, we will Huey be the name. Start time, let's take a time here. We say today at 8:14. Cool. End time today at 10. Digging, we'll say he was digging. Say go. So now it has done this, and notice here it will show you the query that it has done with SQL. We can use this later on. So now we can say browse, and we have some data in our database.